2v2 Calderis Refinery blue side. We've got Aveend playing a Warlock, a melee commander that can leap into combat with some powerful spells, giving him support, offense and disruption. Alongside, Sven is a force commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. The Ultramarines DLC still looking pretty cool. Red team, Nurland is a Lord General, fights range combat, begins with his retinue of stormtroopers to help him out, awesome defense and support capabilities. And rounded off the teams, Aquarius is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive commander, lots of game manipulation and control abilities, begins in melee combat. Some Black Legion over here. So what we got in terms of the matchups, west side is Imperial Guard versus the Eldar. So most likely a Shuriken cannon up after those Banshees for Aveend. Tactical Marines on the field for Sven. He's going straight for this VP, keeping his Tactical Marines close to his Force Commander for that disruption support. Doesn't want Heretics getting on them if he can help it. Aquarius letting his Sorcerer go first as double Heretics into these CSM who may not be able to make it to this first engagement. Here come those Tactical Marines. Needs to tie them up with the Sorcerer or they're just going to shoot down his Heretics. There's the Doom Bolts. Easily dodged though. And double Heretics just moving in there, not moving his Sorcerer in at all. Not even capping either. The Doom Bolts made him stop capping. Meanwhile, west side, Sentinel up front, getting repaired. Lord General now takes the brunt of it. The Banshees laying in wait. They should be going in, I think. Should be going in here. The Sentinel now getting its ground pound, so it's much more dangerous for those Banshees to move in now. Warlock can maybe bait it out. He's going for a decap, which is a mistake, I think. Going to take a lot of damage trying to do that. Now he's backing away. Here come the Howling Banshees. Nice Destructor on those guards and making them back away from that repair. Banshees onto the Lord General. Warlock leaping in and tying things up. So all he needs to do is push there. And he does and gets the retreat from Nurland. These Howling Banshees already have the aspect of strength. Gives them War Shout and more health, as you can see there. All these guys retreating off. Meanwhile, east side, wow, lots of dead Heretics. Looks like both of the squads got away. Sorcerer barely getting out of there, and Heretics can now... Oh, Aspiring Champion is up and it can decap that VP. So, as is usually the case, without that second scout squad, Space Marines relatively weak on that first engagement. Banshees catching that Sorcerer. Nicely done by Aveend. Really nicely done. Aquarius not happy. Should be able to get revived from there though. And Banshees are now going to set upon these Chaos Space Marines and they do not want this fight. Banshees have power melee weapons and they will slice up these CSM. You see the special attacks going off too. Banshees with their superior melee skill. Ouch. Can he get another model? I think they can. Yes, they can. And they've leveled up to 2. These Banshees are dangerous right now. But now they need to run away from lots of lasgun fire. Did not actually take this VP, Aveend. I guess he got all of his stuff off the field. Do you have Immolator yet? Immolator's on the way for the Warlock. Really nasty for clumps of guardsmen, especially if they're standing around repairing something. Drop the Immolator, follow it up with a Destructor. And they are in pain. Aquarius with another CSM squad. Gives them a relatively versatile tier 1 roster for not that much money or resources. If you can get, he has the option of going Aspiring Champions or Grenade Launchers or both on the Heretics to respond to melee and set up teams and stuff. Spotters on the field for Nurland. Lord General's gone mid now, as has the Sorcerer. Are the blue team going to meet them there? Nope, Aveend is happy to decap this west side now that nothing's here. Warlock waiting for a good time to use his Immolator. Maybe he was behind heavy cover there, now he's backed off to, I believe this is light cover, maybe this is heavy too, I forget. Lots of pew pew from the Dire Avengers. They are behind an energy shield, so that gives them ranged damage immunity from that direction. Lord General moving in. I wonder if he'll try and push this guy forward into melee with those Dire Avengers to stop them firing that piercing damage. Spotter's going to drop their smoke shell now. Oh no, there's the Spotter mortar shell. Takes down the shield. It will regenerate if it's not destroyed. No damage coming in from the guardsmen here. They are busy repairing, very busy repairing. Here comes the Lord General. He's trying to force melee on those Dire Avengers. Where are the Banshees? They're coming back out of base now, I think. Sentinel moving in for the stomp. Gets the Warlock. Lord General's taking a lot of damage though. Both of his retinue members are down. He's going to go down for reals here, I think, on retreat. He might be alright. 8 hit points, 4, 3, very close. Yes, he is alright, barely. Banshee's coming in, causing huge amounts of problems. He needs a heavy weapon squad up, I think, or he needs to be very diligent with this Sentinel. It's going to be so difficult to stomp both the Banshees and the Warlock, though. Meanwhile, east side, Eternal War up for the CSM, both of them. And they're shooting up these tactical marines. They're going to try and get into melee combat with those guys, I think. Shotguns. No shotguns for the scouts. They do have their sergeant, though. Kraken rounds initiated by the tactical marines gives them more damage versus heavy armor, but they are madly outnumbered there. That was a bit of a late retreat. Lucky, I think, to get away with all 3 models. Assault marines on the field now for Sven. Has Devastators as well, but looks like they're off the field right now. Heretics do get away, and again, Aveend bringing the Banshees around for a very nasty flank. Very nasty flank. Did he drop a model though? I don't think he did. Apart from loads of Heretics, of course. Where's the Sorcerer at? What's he got? Nothing. Lost the indicator for him too. Just a bug with replays when a hero goes down. Sometimes you lose the indicator, which isn't very good. Sentinel decapping mid. 499 to 335. Not a lot of VPs taken off the blue team right here. And tier 2 for everyone. Looks like Nurland is going to get there first. Might go for some Ogrins to fight those Banshees with some Lord General support. Although perhaps a Chimera is more likely. Yep, Chimera straight up for Nurland. Aveend is not far away from tier 2 though. He did not get a Shuriken up, which is pretty surprising to see in tier 1 against Imperial Guard. Didn't really have a lot of trouble dealing with that Sentinel, it seemed, even with just double Dire Avengers. Does he have double Aspiring Champions? Aquarius? He does. Those Assault Marines might have a bad time of it when they jump into double Aspiring Champion Heretics with the Sorcerer in there too. He might get that hammer up, old Sven. He's got Artificer right now. There's the Immolator from the Warlock now leaping in. Banshee's arriving late again, which can be very dangerous if you're set up to fight double Dire Avengers and then all of a sudden Banshees come flying in with their fleet. They have their X up too. That's a nicely aimed mortar shell. Decent grenade. Those guys got really far forward, those Dire Avengers. Now Banshees need to be careful. Double Aspiring Champion Heretics and Eternal War CSM to DPS them down. Do we have any Aspiring Champions for these fellas? Nope. Good little push there from Aquarius. Spotted the Eldar, making trouble. Now he can shoot down this Warlock maybe. He's coming to the west side. Chimera on these Dire Avengers. Turn around CSM and shoot him. There you go. Drops health pretty quickly and goes down there. Double CSM with a ton of war could do some work against a low level hero. Falcon on the way for Aveend now. Can pile the Banshees in there and do some nasty stuff with them. Meanwhile, east side has been locked down by these Space Marines. It doesn't look like he's supporting the middle though. Force Commander's coming over to try and revive, but gets stomped away and he might go down. Yes, both of the blue team losing their heroes. That was annoying for them. Heretics get a nice decap. All the way over on the other side of the map here. Is Aquarius going to get a tier 2 unit? Might see him get the Mark of Khorne Dreadnought for Warpy action. Kind of strange that Sven is just sticking very resolutely to this east side and not helping mid at all, apart from that revive attempt. Sniper rifle up for the Lord General. Gives him fire on my target. Increasing weapon range. Weapon range is usually used in conjunction with Stormtroopers, but he's getting some heavy weapon squad up. And we do see a Chaos Dreadnought on the way for Aquarius. Banshee's trying to make an approach, but it's going to become more and more difficult as the game goes on and there's more of a weight of fire on the field. Missile Launcher Sentinel. It's been a while since I've seen one of these guys, it feels like. But yeah, it's a really nice upgrade for the Sentinel. Versatility allows him to pack a punch in tier 2. He's using the crack missiles right now, which are good versus single targets like vehicles and other large things. Boom, there we go. Doing some good damage to that Falcon. Banshee's moving in. That's a warp throw, I think. Yep. Filling in that retinue member aside, and he goes down. You only get 5 red for taking out a retinue member. That seems kind of low. Level 2 Warlock, because he revived the Force Commander, who gets his hammer, and he gets a special hammer appearance when he's got the Ultramarines DLC. Looks pretty cool. Although it's perhaps missing some blue power effects kind of thing. Immolator goes down. Good place to put it. That stuff needs to pile back into the Sentinel, but there's the Dark Flames from Aquarius on the Eldar blob there. Banshee's in amongst a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe to get some rear armor hits on this Sentinel now. With power weapons and that heavy melee spear. Chasing it down. It should be alright though. Sentinels, I think, already used its stomp. Must have already be stomping now. Nice destructor, but Banshees are forced to retreat there. Warlock needs to be careful, doesn't want to go down in that area. Falcon being pretty aggressive going after the Sentinel here, trying to finish it off. Maybe. Yes, Sentinel goes down. Does he have the autocannon for these guys? No, they do have a heavy bolter, so the Falcon is without threat kind of on this side right now. Oh, he is getting the autocannon as I said that. They're trying to bash gens. This is a very bad place to put your Falcon though. Move it back. He's moving it away towards the middle, looks like. Oh, Fire Dragon's on the field for Aveend. Very powerful unit in the right hands. Good damage to all targets from close range. He has some decent speed about them too. Being shot up here, but I believe they are heavy infantry these days, so they are taking slightly reduced damage from those piercing weapons, and they get away without a model loss. And took down the rest of those generators. Oh, Chaos Dreadnought's very low on hit points, does not have Mark of Khorne. We see some Stone Guard veterans trying to outshoot double Marco Zinc CSM. Is that? It's not going to work out very well for you, Stone Guard veterans, and they were destroyed. Looks like they just got out of that drop pod too, and they down already. Not paying attention there, Sven. Looks like he was taking out some heretics instead. Did lose a heretic squad, Aquarius, I should say, but dropping his Stone Guard veterans was not great for Sven. Falcon pretty low on hit points, but not a lot of mobility in his heavy weapon squad. Needs to be set up to fire. What do you have? Looks like he has the Vox operator fella. You can drop in reinforcements. So apparently it's quite buggy though. Sometimes he just doesn't drop it. I guess he has a lasgun. Don't think he does much damage though. You can get the Commissar retinue member, who apparently buffs the damage of all of the retinue members by 15% or something like that, which is pretty cool. Gives you that shield too. Tier 3 for Aveend. Aquarius getting some havocs up to try and stabilize in the middle here. Immolator goes off. Heavy weapon squad might want to move. There's the warp throw. Oh, I think he has knockback immunity while he's using that ability, which was handy for him there. Banshee's moving in. But those guys able to duck inside of that Chimera. Now heretics in play. There's the Doom Blast. CSM helping out, but Assault Marines on them. Nice little push here from blue team. Banshees can't take that weight of fire for long though. Here come Assault Marines. They do have their melter bomb with thunder and lightning, but they're not going to be able to get close to that Sentinel, I don't think. And we do have some plasma gun guards when they are going to get close to the Sentinel, but they don't have the Chimera, I should say, sorry. But they don't have the energy to drop that melter bomb. Or throw it even. Force Commander level 3 now has the teleporter pack. Chimera's getting pretty low, chased by the Falcon. Grenade goes in. Oh, some friendly fire though on those Assault Marines from that grenade. Down goes that Chimera. It was missile launcher tactical Marines that finished it off. Didn't even see those guys following. Was that friendly fire on the Force Commander there from the missile? Surely not. Surely that can't be a thing. 376 to 230. Bashing these generators again. Red team in a decent shape even after that. I think the Falcon might live here. Nope. Laz kind of getting a shot. Yeah, so it's now his blue team looking kind of depleted. What you got, Mr. Warlock? You still got a warp throw, and the Immolator is level 3. Sorcerer is level 4 and down all the way over here. Lord General's level 4 has the stabilizers. Back in the fight, gives them some health regen. Last 20 seconds as well, that's not bad. And the sniper rifle. And we've seen that Force Commander with his level 3 and nice war gear. Tier 3 for Nurland. Fire Prism on the way for Aveend. Can the blue team contest the middle before then, though? I don't think they can. Once the Fire Prism comes up, he's going to want to try and keep the CSM split. He doesn't want both of those squads getting hit by a single Fire Prism shot. There's fire on my target, buffing all these guards when they have plasma guns and commissars and sergeants, looks like. So they are pretty handy in ranged combat. They might take a lot of losses, but they will get the job done and kill stuff. Needs to come over to the west side to contest this VP, I think, Nurland. Does he not want to fight these Eldar here? Here he goes. I don't think I just didn't think he spotted him there for a second. He can't see what we can see. Didn't have any eyes on these Eldar. He might suspect the webway gate over here, though. Yeah, he's got to suspect it. He would have heard that sound, that webway sound. Another webway over on this east side, of course. There's one in the middle too. Got a nice little network of them now. There's that Fire Prism. Need to try and lure it back to the autocannon, but did not want to wait around for that warp throw to go off. Fire Dragon's moving in. And now Banshees, he needs to get out of here, I think. Of course, those heavy weapon squad guys have that shield, so they won't be knocked over by the Fire Prism shot, which is pretty handy. Oh, that's kind of getting shots here. Snaring the vehicle as well, but Banshee's on it. Needs to be careful. Should be alright. Might drop a couple of models. What level are these Banshees? They are level 4, these Banshees. They've done really well. 1656 hit points. He's used them really well, Aveend. Has judged the engagements pretty nicely. The submarine's getting shot to pieces by those Marco Zinc CSM, and jumping into Heretics wasn't a great idea, but they get straight out of there. That Thunderhammer doing work. But now he's run out of battle cry juice and needs to fight without his crazy special attacks. Sting Blast goes off and run away those Heretics. These guys need to be careful now. Smack. Almost level 4 this force commander. Aveend takes the natural VP off the red team over on his west side. Nurland's going to get it right back though and takes down the Warlock. Almost got rid of that Fire Prism too. 351 to 153, 2-to-1 cap for the blue team's Sven. Now very depleted though. Very depleted. Just the submarines and tactical marines with a missile launcher goes tier 3. Look at the resources that Aveend has. What's he waiting for? Avatar, obviously, I guess. Leman Russ on the way for Nurland. Aquarius does have plenty of red. He could drop a nuke, as could Nurland. And Sven's not far away from orbital either. He's got loads of resources, Sven, too. You've got to spend them, fella. What's he waiting for? He might be waiting for a fight so we can drop Terminators into it.
Our allies suffer casualties.
I haven't seen much action on this PowerPoint. Tactical Marines trying to get a decap there and lost a couple of models. Where are those assault marines? Oh, they're getting Vanguard veteran upgrade once he gets to tier 3. Which is indeed what he was waiting for. Didn't realise it wasn't tier 3 yet. Of course, when it gets the middle uncontested there. That handy teleporter. He's found the webway and takes it down. Get quite a lot of XP for webway gates, I think. Level 3 these guardsmen now. There's that Leman Russ. Bad news for that Fire Prism. Needs to keep its distance now. Gonna try and get a revive. What is this? Gonna try and get a revive the force commander. Uh-oh. Zinch nuke. Lots of death. Banshee's going to retreat right through it. Might finish them off, and it does finish them off. Assault Terminator is dropped in. Now getting shot up by plasma guns, though, and teleport around that Zinch nuke. I think that thing was that new spotter shell that can give you vision and stuff. Forgot all about that thing. Another Fire Prism on the way for Aveend. Vanquish, I kind of know, is in play for the Leman Russ. Very good against vehicles, as you can see there on the tooltip. But the Fire Prism will have the range, I think. Has 65 range or something, which is pretty mad. I'm not sure what the range of this guy is. Doesn't tell me. 313. 137. Triple cap for the red team. Got to get something else on the field, Sven. Maybe a nice Predator tank. He's got Lightning Claw Terminators, which is Not what I was expecting. I was expecting them to keep their hammer so we can try and chase down vehicles, but once those claws up, it looks like. He's got some Vanguard veterans and some Stern Guard veterans. These guys have their fist. Some strange choices here from Sven. He's not purchasing anything else. Maybe he wants a Land Raider now. Seems like it. Aveend has lost a lot. He's got 5 dragons and Dire Avengers, and that is it. What happened to his... I guess he cancelled his Fire Prism and lost the other one. Was not even paying attention to him losing it. Grenade. But he's not going to be able to hold the middle with just Dire Avengers there. Where's the remains of that Fire Prism? There it is. I guess he chased it down with a tank. I thought he was going to get in it all the way back to base there, but I guess not. Chaos Predator on the field for Aquarius. Red team looking pretty strong now. Although blue team do have a lot of resources that they're not spending. Seer Council are going to do a decent job against those CSM if they can get into combat there, but they need to deal with the vehicles right now as well. Aquarius has Havocs too with Las Cannon, I think. Yes, and they'll do a lot of damage to these Terminators each shot. Since they are large units, they will get hit by anti-vehicle weapons 100% of the time, which is pretty handy if you're fighting them. Thunderhammer, not the best weapon to use against a tank. Looks like everyone's ignoring that Force Commander there. Here we go. He's taking tons of damage now. Assault Marines saving him, I think. And he does get away with 11 hit points. Vanguard veterans in amongst some heretics now, and double CSM and a tank being very aggressive, but they're not going to win this fight at all. They do drop a model. 22 red for taking out a Vanguard veteran. 266, 137 Land Raider Redeemer is on the way to Sven, but Aveend needs to get things on the field. He obviously wants the Avatar. Not sure if that's a fantastic choice though against double Marco Zinc CSM and tanks and stuff. Look at these 5 dragons do their thing. Awesome to see, but they're getting shot to pieces while they do so. And here's that Sorcerer. Has the Sword of Flame and Vespers of the Warp. 5 dragons get away. I like this positioning of this Havoc squad here, catching any vehicles coming up pretty quickly, although easy to flank around and dislodge that guy as well. Avatar is on the way for Aveend. Nurland has double Lehman Russes though. I don't think the Avatar is going to do a lot, but we'll see. I'm usually wrong about these things. Noise Marines on the way for Aquarius, no doubt when it wants to get the Blastmaster upgrade. There's Marco Zinch Predator 2. Land Raider Redeemer now on the field. Super unit for Space Marines, allows you to retreat back to it, reinforce off it, and get inside it. Not to mention 2 Flamestorm cannons, twin linked assault cannon, and a multi-melter on top. It's like your own little base with guns on. Giving some health regen to those Terminators there, as you can see. Seer Council taking shots, can't do a lot against the tank, those guys. 5 dragons at the front of the armor, but taking a lot of damage. Might want to try sending that Warlock in first to soak things up. He's got Providence as well. Seer Council able to get in on those CSM, and they are going to tear them apart if they're left unchecked. Doing a good job, Aveend splitting his forces and tying up both of those CSM squads. Stern Guard veterans getting owned by the tanks, but that's a nice Eldritch. Very nice Eldritch. Do they have things to follow up though? Here comes some assault Terminators, but they have their claws. Not what they want to use against vehicles. 192 to 137. And they can't follow up that awesome Eldritch to take down his tanks. Can't do it. 5 dragons off the field. Here comes a Land Raider. Might be able to do, if it can get close enough with its multi-melter. There's repairs coming in. Destructor on those guardsmen. Forcing those guardsmen off the field, but the tanks are still alive. That could be huge. Here's the Avatar. Can he finish him off with a Wailing Doom? Uh oh, this tank's blocked or something. Ethereal Slash from the Warlock. He's got his Witchblade of Kernus. They are still in this game, very much so, the blue team. 162, 137. Look at this. Full retinue from the Lord General. Not often you see that, as he Vox operated a medical sergeant fella and that commissar. He's switching to the flak jacket. Maybe he wants to be able to buff his guardsmen and keep them in the fight while he's repairing and stuff. 162, 135. Blue team take the mid with a Land Raider. Terminators, Stone Guard veterans. Where are the Vanguard veterans? They're down. He lost them. I'm not sure where he lost them all, but they're gone. There's that flak jacket. Blastmaster is in play in the middle. Needs to get forward a little bit though, maybe, I think. Repair bunker perhaps from Nurland. Got tons of red. Could drop a nuke too. So we've seen a decent Tzeentch Imperial Abyss and a decent Eldritch so far. Is he repairing both of his tanks? He's going to try to. Avatar taking tons of damage as it walks in. Where are the Marco Tzeentch CSM? It looks like he lost one of them and has replaced his CSM here. Wailing Doom. Oh, hit the rear armor of the Leman Russ there as well. Land Raider getting close, trying to finish it off with his multi-melter. And down it goes. Avatado taking tons of damage. There's a rocket run. All kicking off at the end of the game here. Rocket run didn't do a huge amount. Maybe used it a little bit early. What are the VPs like? Yeah, I think he used it a bit early there. Land Raider might go down. Got very close to try and assist with the push and might pay for it here. Down it goes. Marco Tzeentch Predator tank finishing it off. Red team looking relatively solid here. That Falcon's going to go down, I think. Oh, gets its shield up just in time. These Terminators can't retreat. They might be in trouble. Might be in big trouble. Orbital coming in from Sven. Whoa, that beam is nicely hit. Hits the Lord General too. Trying to knock him off that cap there. But it needs to explode to knock him off. And it does. Oh, it stopped the cap anyway, I think. Yes, it does. Okay. Let's take stock of what the hell happened. Sven just has Stone Guard veterans and Assault Terminators left. His Force Commander is down, level 6. Aveend with just a Falcon, Seer Council and Fire Dragons. Double Leman Russes for Nurland. Looks like he lost some guardsmen. Aquarius lost his Predator tank. So there were losses on both sides. There you see the Predator tank. There's a webway, there's another webway. Nurland has found him with his tank. Red team getting a natural back. Oh, red team taking blue team's natural too with these heretics. But look at this. Seer Council and Warlock coming out of the webway. Bad news for those heretics, but they do get away. They've got a decap as well. Ethereal Slash on retreat. Holy crap. Just crumbled those heretics there. And Stone Guard veterans will cap nice and quickly. 151, 15. Red team just 15 VPs to hold here. They're going to get a 2-1 though. There it is. Can they hold on? I think they can. Aquarius with another Chaos Predator on the way. Heavy weapon squad for Nurland. Some Dire Avengers from Aveend to repair this Falcon. Sven needs to get some stuff on the field. Indecisive here. He's being very indecisive. I think, well, he can't drop more Terminators. Doesn't have the red to do so. So he'll use that Orbital. Needs to get some bodies on the field here. But they don't have a chance. Force Commander gets a decap. If he had his shield, he might have been able to cap there. Oh, he's getting Terminator armor. Really? I guess so. There it is. He's getting that Force Commander Terminator up. Now getting his Assault Cannon, which is a very, very strange sequence of events. Should have just got his Power Fist so he could use Flesh over Steel. As it stands, he's using the Terminator's Power Fist. And he's going to win though. They've got a single cap here. Blue team have a single cap. I did not even realise. They decapped red team's natural. Thanks to this sneaky Warlock, it looks like. And they got the single cap for victory. Nurland was maybe a bit too committed to the middle there at the end. There was a Predator here. Yeah, it looks like a bunch of stuff got retreated off. I guess this guy used warp throw and ethereal slash and all that kind of thing to get them off there. Well, there you have it. Blue team win. Very surprising victory. Sven floating tons of resources at the end. Level 8 Lord General. Level 8 Sorcerer at the end too. Thanks for watching, guys. There you have it. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.